Hello, welcome back to Unit 3 of the Teaching Statistics Through Data Investigations MOOC for Educators. So far, we have been thinking hard about what it means to engage students in statistics and how the types of statistical habits of mind that we want them to develop are different than those that they might be doing or thinking about when engaged in mathematics. We had an opportunity to engage in thinking about some tasks and whether or not those tasks are worthwhile for teaching students statistics. Now remember, we're not saying that tasks that have a strong mathematical or procedural component are not important. They are. We just don't want them to dominate our lessons in statistics. We need to have opportunities for our students to really engage in statistics, and the tasks we choose will help us do that. In this unit, we're going to focus more on task design and implementation. We're going to consider how tasks and the ways that students reason might be at different levels. To do this, we have developed a framework that we call Supporting Students' Approaches to Statistical Investigations, or the SASE framework for short. Our framework was developed based on the work in the GACE K-12 guidelines, and we've integrated more recent research on students' reasoning in statistics and the productive ways that students can reason and the statistical habits of mind that we want them to be developing. As you can see in the SASE framework, we have situated the 4 phases of a statistical investigation in the center. Around the edges, we have the statistical habits of mind that are most closely aligned with each phase. Then we have 3 levels of statistical sophistication indicated by levels A, B, and C. Now, you may remember in Unit 1 with the confidence rating survey, you were given a total confidence score, but then you also got a confidence score for topics A, B, and C. Well, those align with this framework. Also, in the assessment items, the middle school items had alignment with levels A and B, while the high school items were aligned with levels B and C. In the essentials for this unit, you'll have more opportunities to further understand this framework. We have a clickable version of this diagram where you can dive in and look more closely and get details about each of the objects in it. We have a short paper where you can read more about the framework, and then a video in which I explain the framework and use an example to illustrate students' reasoning at each of the 3 levels. Another major component in this unit is our continued focus on statistics tasks. You'll get to hear from our expert panel on how they design and implement tasks. You'll see several tasks that we think illustrate good, worthwhile statistical opportunities for students. And for one of these tasks, you'll get the chance to engage with an animated video that represents how students reasoned with this task when I had an opportunity to use that task with students in my own research. In the extensions for this unit, we have many extra resources for you. Now, we don't expect you to be able to have the time to do them all, but you can save them for later or dig in deeper right now, whatever you have the time for. In the discussion forums, you'll have an opportunity to once again discuss what you're learning about the materials that we have in the essentials and what you're engaging in the investigations. These discussions have been exciting and invigorating, and we love being in there learning with you and seeing how you're raising critical issues and pushing each other's thinking further. Let's dive in and keep learning together.